All right, let's begin. Welcome to your masterclass. I am Commander Wolfbrat. Now, what you're about to receive is not a set of tips. This is a tactical combat course, and it's designed to completely re-engineer your approach to long-range engagement. So pay close attention.
Recruits, listen up. That's not just a rifle in your hands. It's a mobile ballistic computer. Forget everything you know about luck. In this unit, we deal in data, in physics, and in controlled, calculated aggression. Your enemy thinks distance equals safety. They are mistaken. They are nothing more than a problem set, and today, you will learn the formula to solve it.
Here's your curriculum for today. We're going to start with mindset, then we'll move to physics, then the practical arts of the hunt and survival. We will conclude with an exam to certify your new skills. Do not fall behind.
Right, Section 1, the Marksman's Oath. Look, before you can even think about shooting like a professional, you must think like one. This is all about discipline, not impulse.
This, right here, is your new identity. You are a hunter of gunmen, a hog. You don't take pot shots, you calculate firing solutions. Every single target is just a variable in an equation, and every trigger pull is a deliberate act of STEM authority. Let me be clear, this mental shift is non-negotiable.
Moving on, Section 2, the science of the shot. Now, this is the core of your training. We are taking the invisible forces of this world and turning them into your greatest weapon. You need to understand that the game's physics engine is your new best friend.
Okay, so there are 3 forces, and only 3, that dictate your bullet's path. First up, velocity. A high-velocity round from an AWM flies flatter, almost like a laser. Second, you have gravity, your constant enemy, always pulling that round down. You counter this by zeroing your scope, which is just adjusting it so the crosshair is accurate at a specific distance. And finally, drag. Think of it as air resistance. It slows the bullet, making gravity's effect even worse. Master these 3 forces, and you master the shot. Simple as that.
So how do we defeat those forces? Well, we start with data. Range is the single most critical piece of information, and you're going to learn to calculate it in seconds. Step 1 is simple. Your baseline is a standing target, about 1.5 meters tall. Step 2, you use the hash marks on your 6x scope, not just for aiming, but as a ruler.
And this is your answer key. Look here. If a standing target fills the space between your center dot and the first hash mark down, they are at 300 meters. If they fill to the second hash, that's 400 meters. You see the pattern. This isn't guesswork. It is measurement. Memorize this data.
All right, now for moving targets. You do not aim at them, you aim where they will be. This is called leading. Let's take an example. At 400 meters, your M24 round takes over half a second to travel. In that time, a sprinter can cover 2, maybe 3 body lengths, so your lead has to account for that distance. That's how you secure the hit.
Okay, Section 3. We've covered the physics, now we cover the application. You know, a perfect calculation is absolutely useless without tactical discipline in the field. This is the art of the hunt.
Every single engagement will be filtered through this 4-step mental checklist. First, you observe the target and calculate the range. Then you orient yourself to the physics, bullet drop, lead, the whole thing. Then you decide, and this part is critical, is the probability of a clean hit over 80%? If the answer is no, you hold fire. A missed shot is more than a waste of ammunition. It is a tactical beacon that screams your exact location to the enemy for 0 gain. Only when you are certain do you act.
Staying alive requires discipline. A ghillie suit? It breaks your silhouette. A dark, irregular backdrop? It makes you disappear. And most importantly, you will live by the 2-shot rule. Fire once, maybe fire twice, then you move. Immediately. At least 10 meters away. This exploits enemy psychology. They're going to return fire to where you were. Don't be there when their rounds arrive.
Section 4, the art of survival. Make no mistake, as a marksman, you are a high-value target. The entire enemy squad will hunt you down once you're exposed. Killing is only half your job. Staying alive is the other half.
You must understand this distinction, or you will be eliminated. Concealment. Like a bush, it only hides you. It offers a false sense of security. Cover, like a solid rock, stops bullets. When you take fire, your first and only instinct is a violent, immediate move to hard cover. Do not try to fight from behind a blade of grass.
A smoke grenade is not a panic button. It is a tool for tactical movement. You do not throw it on your feet.
That action just paints a bullseye on your exact position for every grenade and pre-fired shot they have. No, you throw it between you and them, creating a visual barrier. Then you use that screen to relocate to a new, unexpected piece of hard cover.
And that brings us to Section 5, your final exam. We will now synthesize everything you have learned today. It is time to prove your mastery.
These are the 5 fundamental laws of this masterclass. MR1, know your range. MR2, know your trajectory. MR3, know your lead. MR4, you will fire from a stable prone position for any shot over 300 meters. And MR5, if the shot is less than 80% certain, you do not take it. These are your commandments. Burn them into your brain.
Now, for your test, listen carefully. A target appears at 600 meters. You have an AWM. First, the target is stationary. What is your holdover? How high above them do you need to aim to account for gravity? Second, they begin sprinting to the right. What is your lead? And finally, considering Rule 5, is this a shot you should even take? The answer is in the data we've covered. Apply your training.
Remember this, success is not an accident, it is a calculation. You now have the tools, your training is complete, go apply them. Dismissed.